Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening. Our host, Dr. Beatrice, and of course, our State Minister of Tourism, Culture, Youth and Sorry, this is Datuk Christina Liu, our Minister of Tourism, Culture and Environment, all esteemed guests, especially our ambassadors and high commissioners from those who had taken the time to be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're hungry and I'm going to make it as painless as possible. And first, I would like to convey Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Sri Haji's apology for not being here. He's somewhere in another part of Sabah, or another part of the country, on another official duty. So I've been tasked of representing him tonight. And my job is going to be very easy. I'm going to read the text of his speech, and hopefully you can bear with me. If you didn't like it, please clap too, yeah? So, here it is. A very welcome and selamat datang to our esteemed guests who have come from near and far to attend the IBR ASEAN Awards here in Kota Kinabalu. I think Dr. Beatrice have made a very beautiful speech, if somewhat encapsulated why we are all here, i.e., if I can understand it, we are here not to celebrate winners. I think we are here to celebrate human spirit, endurance, creativity, innovations, in those perhaps who have proven to the rest of the world that creativity and human spirit is always there, and the world will improve if we have more of these people. Yeah. It is a distinct honor indeed for Sabah to be chosen as the venue of these prestigious awards. Ladies and gentlemen, the IBR ASEAN Awards 2025 tagline is of course Reimagining Asians, in conjunction with Malaysia's hosting the ASEAN Championships. This year, with core theme of inclusivity and sustainability, goes hand in hand with what we are imagining and building for our state of Sabah. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Beatrice and the IBR Asia Group for bringing the IBR ASEAN Awards at Sabah, and for giving me the opportunity to tell you all about the potential Sabah has and how we too are reimagining Sabah, and how inclusivity and sustainability have been the cornerstones on which Sabah stands on. Ladies and gentlemen, the primary objectives of ASEAN was to accelerate economic growth, to ensure social progress, to encourage cultural development in the region, to promote peace and stability, and a respect for justice and the rule of law. Bringing 11 countries together as one entity created strength, bargaining power, and a force to be reckoned with to the rest of the world. This is exactly what we have been building in Sabah for the last 5 years. A new Sabah, strong and united, and inviting the world to leverage on our natural wealth and treasures to build better lives, for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, all riches are manifold. From the earth, minerals such as gold, copper, silica, palm oil, cocoa, and multiple energy resources, such as crude petroleum, gas, hydroelectricity, coal, and more. Our oceans benevolently give us the abundance of some of the most sought-after seafood delicacies and thermal energy, while maintaining pristine and untouched coral reefs. Perhaps I should compliment the Minister here today, Minister of Environment, Datuk Christina. I just want to let you know, I'm sure you have read it somewhere, but Sabah long-term policy in environment is that 55% of Sabah will remain forested, with at least 30% are permanent forest reserves. And we are achieving it this year. No other country, I believe, in the world, if there are, but there are not many countries, who create more forests instead of cutting new one. We have done that in Sabah, and despite the fact that we have the best coal in Borneo, you'll be surprised to know that we hardly have any single coal-fired plant. Coal, while we need it, is surprisingly it's a four-letter word in Sabah. The people of Sabah are very environmentally attuned, and we are actually sitting or standing in above one of the most sought-after coal in the world. But we have resisted in digging them because we want Sabah to be inherited by the future generations as pristine as we see it today. And that basically, to me, Beatrice, deserves a word by itself. Yeah? Our ability to resist temptations for a quick wealth in favor of a sustainable and more long-term benefits for the people, generations to come. And that is what is Sabah. Though the state of Sabah holds a third of Malaysia's oil reserves, with the signing of the commercial collaborative agreement with Petronas, Sabah now has more participation in the oil and gas industry in Sabah. We now have 50% equity from the Semarang oil gas field, 25% equity from Samor, and 2 days ago, we signed an agreement with Petronas to acquire a 25% equity in the USD 3.1 billion nearshore floating liquefied natural gas from ZLNG in the southern part of the West Coast, which is in Sipitang. And hopefully there will be another good news, hopefully in August. We are currently doing a due diligence to acquire a substantial stake in another company owned by Petronas. And with that, we believe that the way forward for Sabah is not so much, yeah? There are Malaysians here, or there are Asians. A lot of people talk about the royalty, the 5% royalty, and the need to increase it, but we have taken a slightly different approach in Sabah. Yes, we want the royalty to be increased, but at the same time, we have also indulged, or we have also made sure that we are able to leverage on the low-hanging fruits that are available in the industry, so that in a way, we are acquiring companies instead of just asking a fixed sum from the federal government. And so far, in all honesty, I think, well, in all humility, if I may say, I think we are doing not too badly. Yeah. In fact, just a little story. I don't know whether it is a story of a human endeavor, but 3 years ago, we built a small company with an initial grant of 50 million given over 3 years, the SMG Energy Story. Today, we have converted, or have succeeded in converting that 50 million grant by the state government into a company with an assets worth of 5 billion ringgit within 3 years. And we have contributed dividends to the state government. One of the investment front, our hard work paid off when Sabah recorded overall approved foreign and domestic investments in the manufacturing sector since September 2020 was 17.41 billion ringgit from 73 companies. Of these 73 companies, 52 have already set up businesses in the state, with a total investment of 7.8 billion ringgit, creating 3,636 jobs. From 2020 to 2024, Sabah received new investment proposals worth an additional 42.3 billion, offering 32,996 jobs. The three-phase 31 billion Steel Enterprise Sabah Sdn Bhd launched at the end of this last month is set to create a ripple effect extending beyond green technology to spur innovations, drive benefits for businesses and communities in Sabah. Our current industrial parks in Sabah, the Sipitang Oil Gas Industrial Park or SOGI, and the Kota Kinabalu Industrial Park or KKIP have seen increased tenancy in the last 4 years. Due to the high demand from investors, the state government has approved 3 more new industrial parks in Kutablod, Beaufort, and in the northern part of Sabah in Kudat. And by the way, for those who are here in Sabah for the first time, Kudat was the first capital of Sabah. Yeah? When the British came to Borneo or took over Sabah, Kudat was chosen as the first capital. And went off to Sandakan and moved to KK after the Second World War. Yeah? And by the way, for the golfers here, which I'm sure there are many, Sabah or Kudat Golf Club once upon a time was affiliated to St. Andrews Golf Club. Yeah? So that's how important is Kudat. Yeah? So for the Northern Industrial Park in Kudat, we are planning it to be specifically to go for below economy industrial parks. What is a below economy? These are economy or rather initiative that make full use of the power and of course the assets of the sea. Now, all these are strategically located to grow investment opportunities. We are confident this development bodes well for Sabah as the state progresses in its journey to explore new horizons, to realize the state's true potentials. Sabah will always remain investor-friendly, and we have implemented policies to attract more investors here. We are committed to create a conducive space that nurtures investments and fosters collaborations. We understand the importance of creating a stable, transparent, and supportive environment for investment to flourish. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabah is Malaysia's second largest state, strategically positioned among significant regional players. The beauty and richness of Sabah are exceptional. Our iconic Mount Kinabalu stands tall as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, admired globally. We are also a proud owner of the UNESCO Triple Crown Site, the third in the world after China and Korea, to have such distinction. And today, Sabah ranks officially as a global geotourism destination. With nearly 400 of Malaysia's 878 islands found in the state, Sabah is known to millions of tourists who visited as beach destinations with breathtaking sunset views. In fact, according to one well-known international magazine, Sabah is the sunset in Kota Kinabalu is the top most beautiful sunsets in the world. And I hope you have an opportunity to watch it while you are still in Kota Kinabalu. Yeah? The cultural heritage of Sabah is equally captivating. Our diversity is a melting pot of distinctive cultures, ethnicities, and languages. We are a blend of more than 30 ethnic groups, with over 200 sub-ethnicities, yeah? Or 200 sub-ethnic groups. Yet, amid this diverse cultural landscape, unity thrives, making our nearly 3.5 million strong population harmoniously integrated. This is a Sabah's triumph of diversity and inclusivity and the key to her sustainability. And if I say here, I'm proud as a Sabahan, I'm proud to say that it's the only place where people never talk about race or religion with each other. We just consider ourselves as Sabahans. In a single family, they could be Muslim and Christian or Buddhist in a single family. And we pride in the fact that if ever there is one state in Malaysia that really reflects the true spirit of Malaysia, it should definitely be Sabah. Yeah. The minister is here, the Minister of Tourism and Culture. I was also the Minister of Tourism and Culture and Sports. But to be honest, I believe in many parts of the world. I have lived partly in Kuala Lumpur. Before I came back, I still believe Sabah is paradise, in the place to call home. Thank you. We welcome more direct connectivity so that investors, tourists, and business travelers have easy access to Sabah. Asia's new Kota Kinabalu Tepi Fukukar route is one example that would benefit both the tourism and investment sectors, and we look forward to many more opening up in the future. In fact, for you, ladies and gentlemen, there is about currently over 100 direct flights to Kota Kinabalu per week, international direct flights per week. And our problem in Sabah is actually that we don't have enough five-star hotels. Yeah? Yeah. According to some comparative rate, compared to Kuala Lumpur, the walk-in rate of five-star hotels in Sabah sometimes exceed those rates in Kuala Lumpur simply because there are not enough five-star hotels in Kota Kinabalu. Ladies and gentlemen, one industry that will be a game changer and which offers immense investment opportunities for Sabah is the blue economy, which we have established up north in Kudat. This sector is estimated to yield 491,000 metric tons of marine harvests, such as fish and prawns, annually, with a value of 3.25 billion ringgit. But there is more to blue economy than just deep sea harvesting. In fact, there are 14 components of the blue economy that can be explored. Among them are renewable ocean energy, blue carbon, tourism, maritime, transport, and marine biotechnology, among others. Talking about ocean energy, one of the most exciting projects we have launched last year is the Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion, so OTEC, which harnesses energy from our oceans. I know currently there are two countries in the world, or two places in the world, Okinawa in Japan and in Hawaii in the United States, which are some experimenting, the final experiment on the future of OTEC. And it does show a lot of potential that perhaps one day it can actually be a source of cheap power for those that are surrounded by sea, especially those in the tropical area. Now, our OTEC power plants are currently being planned to span 500 kilometers of coastline, and in time to be able to generate hopefully 20,000 megawatts of green energy on an unprecedented scale globally. This is not only a game changer for the country, it is a game changer for the region. With the Sabah Energy Roadmap and the Master Plan 2040, we expect 700 megawatts to be generated in the next 1 to 2 years to meet the needs of investors and citizens. We also have hydropower, wind turbines, solar, and ocean thermal energy conversion to further supplement the supply as we work with power providers for long-term concessions. The state has the potential to provide up to 75% of the nation's green energy supply. Likewise, 679.85 million has been allocated in 2024 to address immediate water shortages and long-term plans that include the completions of the Olupadas hydropower project with a release capacity of 6,000 million liters of water per day. But all this, ladies and gentlemen, it just means to an end. What is more important is that our people will benefit the most. We have not only invested substantially close to 1 billion for the education of our youth from 2021 to 2024, but also for the various youth development programs totaling 101.49 million. And I'm not only talking about the state contributions to educations. That does not include billions that have been poured by the federal government of Sabah. Yeah. This includes the 16.75 million specifically for human capital development, such as the Sabah Youth Entrepreneur Development Scheme, which provide grants, training, and guidance to youth venturing into business. And just to add, this year we have started young business grant for young ladies. Yeah? During the last year's budget, I have introduced a special fund whereby fund will be available for first young ladies entrepreneurs, first-time young ladies entrepreneurs, which is currently being implemented. Yeah? Why we target young ladies or the ladies? I mean, I hope the men doesn't, but I find that the young women work harder in Sabah than the men. I mean, and that's explain the reasons why we have created a special fund for young ladies entrepreneurs in Sabah. Yeah? We believe very strongly that youth will lead Sabah to the kind of state that they envisions, prosperous and successful. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, this is Sabah today, with its visions and roadmaps firmly anchored to solid foundations. I thank all of you today for coming here to celebrate Sabah with us. And I hope you take your time, you take some time off to explore Sabah, see places, enjoy the local delicacy and embrace the warm hospitality of Sabah. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the text speech by the Chief Minister of Sabah, and I'm sure you are now ready for your meal. Thank you. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri. We look forward to seeing you.